All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Is a special show. We is going all over the world. National talk. That's right, folks. National talk. Sitting in the chairs, Manuel Ringo in Baltimore, and more people is coming up next. So don't touch that dial. Thank you for joining us. And Ringo, what's up, Ringo? What you doing in Baltimore, man?
Hey, how you doing, Larry? You said what I'm
All
doing in
right. So
Baltimore?
we like to, yeah. What's up in Baltimore? Got to be more
You
careful.
know, man, this is a great city to be. Got to be more careful here. But no, this is a great city to be in. You know, we got the good and we got the bad. You know what I'm saying? But the good outweigh the bad. We got to admit that.
Right,
There's
right.
more good than bad here in this city. You know, we got Larry Wallace, we got myself, we got many other people that are good, that are doing good things in the city. Even though there's a small percentage of the murder rate that's going up, we still have good individuals. You know that are still doing things in the community to make the community better, and um, and providing opportunities for other people in the community to also follow in your steps and my steps and whoever is doing good things in the community.
Thank you. And we also got to give a big shout out to the news before the news, Donnie Glover. That's now. Did you know what Donnie Glover? He be doing big things, man. And where can people find Donnie Glover at? Everybody, y'all should know that. I see you reading Black USA
Mm-hmm.
News,
Huh?
right? Black USA News, man. So I want everybody to go ahead and check Donnie out as well. So let's get right into the show. Man, Ringo, now I heard you doing great things as far as moving around Baltimore, feeding homeless people, riding around in RVs, spending the night all throughout the city of Baltimore. So tell us what you're doing and why you got involved in feeding the homeless people, riding around in RVs, spending the night, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What's going on with that? Can you explain that? Ringo, did you hear me? I was saying how you got involved with riding around city of Baltimore, feeding the homeless right out RVs. I mean, you got RVs, you spend the night downtown, you feeding homeless people at night, sleeping down out and about. They knocking on your windows all night, and you feeding them. So, uh, my man, he disappeared. He be back. So once again, folks, let me introduce myself. I'm Larry, the celebrity cab driver, Wallace, Taxi Talk Radio. Uh, how I became the celebrity cab driver, for those who didn't know. One day, I started driving a cab. And guess what? The reason for the season why I chose to drive a cab because of child support. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? See, child support said that I only can drive to work and from work. I said, wait a minute. I only can drive to work and from work. Guess what? I said, how can I beat the system? I said, oh, I can become a cab driver. That means I'm always working. So I became a cab driver. So I paid off child support and they sent me a check back. Said I overpaid. How many of y'all out there overpaid child support where they sent you a check back in the mail? Go ahead, child support. So basically, when I was driving a taxi, I just didn't want to be a regular cab driver, right? I said, I'm gonna call myself Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver. So here I am. I call myself Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver, and guess what? That's who I am. Now, a lot of people get it confused because they say Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver. But if you look at it, if you listen to it, right? Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver. My passengers is the celebrity I'm just a cab driver. See, y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Y'all did not know that y'all was a celebrity and I'm just a cab driver. So I wanted to stick out. I wanted to be somebody different than just a little cab driver. Because, even though cab drivers really blue collar workers, people don't know that. We are blue collar workers. People's like, oh, you're a cab driver. You're a cab driver. A lot of people look down on cab drivers. Don't get it twisted. We are blue collar people. We up there. So I didn't met Richard Roundtree. I picked Richard Roundtree up one day and brought him to the station, and because his limousine didn't come pick him up, so they sent me to go pick him up. So I picked him up. He was smoking a big cigar. He said he was putting. I said, man, you ain't got to put your cigar out. You Richard Roundtree. So he got in. We was talking, and he said, you know what, man? I used to be a cab driver. I said, what? He said, yeah, up in New York. He said, when a buddy of mine was murdered, I quit. I got out of it. So, a lot of people used to be cab drivers. So don't get it twisted, folks. Don't look down on cab drivers. Um, so Richard Roundtree, I took a picture of him because if I knew, if I would have said, I've been with Richard Roundtree, he's been in my cab, y'all wouldn't believe me with y'all. So I got pictures of Richard Roundtree. So, you know, Mario, I driven him around, and uh, I driven Reverend Al Sharpton around. So I driven a lot of celebrities around, as far as what's that guy named the comedian used to be with Tom Joyner. What's his name? I can't think. I got brain freeze right now, but I'll come back with y'all. So I've been riding around a lot of celebrities, folks. So don't get it twisted. You are the celebrity, and I'm the cab driver. So let's go right back to Manuel Ringo. Ringo, how you get started, man? Feeding the homeless people in Baltimore, riding around in your RV. Take your mute button off, and let's talk about it.
Yeah, I just took my mute button off. How I started is that I first started feeding the homeless by giving pizza out every week or something like that. Just giving pizza out, and that was a small thing. When I started to hang with Larry Wallace and Christina Flowers,
Uh-huh.
Christina
Yeah.
Flowers, then I started to see that there was a bigger need for feeding the homeless. Then I went out with Cherie Rogers. I started doing things, and I'm like, it's a bigger need. And then I got this. I bought an RV and came up with a plan that I will feed the homeless out of the RV, spend the night, and make it a buffet, that they can eat all night. On Fridays they eat all night. It's be like a buffet, and we do breakfast in the morning. And I didn't know it was a bigger need, that people were that much hungry, that all night long they come and knocking on the RV door, trying to get food all night long till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then breakfast in the morning, we talking about sometimes it'd be a huge line, like 50 people lined up to trying to get food. Early in
Right.
the morning, get some nice breakfast early in the morning. But it's kind of like not knowing. All this time, I never knew it was that much a need of food, and people need food to eat, and like they don't have food to eat.
Right. So basically, like a lot of people don't understand homeless people. Now, it's
Mm-hmm.
been like 9 years that I've been like in cahoots with homeless people and talking to them. Like a lot of times, what I do when I walk down throughout the city or Baltimore and I see homeless people laying down, I kick the bottom of their feet because a lot of times, they die in the cold, they
Mm-hmm.
freeze stuff. So I normally check them. A lot of people just step over homeless people and keep going. Um, so personally, I check them and make sure they're alive. And like a lot of homeless people just want somebody to talk to them. See, a lot of time people homeless
Mm-hmm.
because it's like they can be on drugs,
Mm-hmm.
right? They can be mental, right? Incapable, and they can be what? So it's like a couple
Mm-hmm.
things. The reason why people can be homeless because they might not know how to fill out an application. So a lot of times, because people are homeless, a lot of times people really don't talk to them. and ask them what made you became homeless. Why are you homeless? You know, a lot of people just feed them, give them clothes, but they rarely sit down and talk to the homeless people. Now, do you ever talk to the homeless people, or you just feed them? Good question, right, Larry? Do you carry conversation with
I
homeless people?
talk to them also, Larry. We communicate with them, you know. And, huh? Yes, I have a conversation with homeless and said, Larry, I remember it was about a year and a half ago that saved that guy that had his what was that on the side of his waist?
Oh, colostomy bag, I
You remember what
think.
I'm talking about, Larry?
Did he have a
And
colostomy bag on?
colostomy bag. Yeah, yeah. He had that on the side of his waist. And he yeah, yeah. And we saved him like he was almost out of here. And they
Right,
wound up getting him in the hospital and he wound up being saved. And if they said if we didn't stop that then if we didn't get him attention right then there, he'd have been out of here.
right. So that's what made me talk about, because a
You
lot of people keep walking, don't even
yes.
have a clue what homeless people go through. So what else going on, man? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how long, or what's your plan on riding through Baltimore trying to help the homeless people? What's going on with your mind? What you thinking about? What's from here? Where you want to go from here?
Um well right now I have another RV and what I want to do what one is I have another RV is that my plans is that what I want to do that I want to have like it's like gonna be 7 beds inside there. So when it's cold outside, instead of me sitting there watching them being cold out there while I'm feeding them, I can at least make sure that their room inside this RV be 7 rooms that can house 7 of them during the cold nights. So that's what my plan is. That's what I'm working right now.
Okay.
I'm getting together.
Wow.
It's a cost. It's coming out my pocket, but you know it's a vision. You must act on your vision. You can't wait for no one else.
Right. So I tell you what, Ringo. So you go out every Friday and you be
So
down
I don't know.
Falls
My
Way.
phone is acting.
Right. Your phone's acting up.
Falls
That's how it is. Your phone act up sometimes
421
when
Falls Way.
good is getting good. So you're
That's
going
my
down
phone acting up.
421 Falls Way and feed the homeless people. You're gonna be out there all night. So if anybody in Baltimore needs some food to eat, go down and look at the RV in front of 421
All night long.
Falls Way. Right? Where you gonna spend the night tonight? Under the
I'll
bridge?
be leaving
Because
out
under the bridge, there's no more under the bridge now.
right on
I
there, right
heard
on the
y'all
RV.
move. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ringo. I
Yeah,
heard Miss Flowers
yeah,
moved from
yeah.
under the
They moved from under the
bridge.
bridge, and the more, yeah,
Yeah, so you're gonna be down
yes,
421.
that's true, that's true.
You're gonna be at
Whatever you heard, yeah, that's
421
true.
Falls Away. So somebody, if they need something to eat, just go ahead and knock on the door and you'll
Mm-hmm.
service them, right? I got you. So, for
Yeah,
me,
if anybody want to
Ringo,
help and contribute to what we have going on there, you,
if they want to contribute, what they do? Get in touch with Manuel Ringo,
mm-hmm.
give him a call. Give Ringo a call, folks. You got food, you get food from all over the city, right? You got hot food, cold food,
That's four
drink
four
water.
three 799 7459.
What's that number again?
Everything, everything will be supplied on there. 443 799 7459. That's 443 799 7459.
So Ringo is
So
feeding the
let
homeless
me
people.
no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm about to show you the help that I have behind the scenes. I'm gonna take a real
Let's
quick
see who
look at my
behind the
mom real
scene.
quick.
Oh, your mom cooking. How you doing? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
And my niece and nephew, real quick. So,
Oh my goodness, you got good help. Hey man, you know
yeah,
we love the kids.
right.
We definitely
Yeah.
love the kids.
Look, yeah, we love the kids, and the kids love me. Yes, see, yes, see, do they really love me? Yeah, yeah, yes. Oh, let's see, do they really love me? I don't know. Yeah, it's exciting to be able to go out there and help others. And one of my things that I always say is that as God bless us, it's our job to bless other people. You know, it's our job
Amen.
to bless other people. It's not to keep our blessings to ourselves, but to bless other people with the blessings that God gives us. You know, and that's what people got to get in the
Right.
mind. Don't keep the blessings to yourself. When you release the blessings and bless other people as God bless you, the blessings will continually come in
Amen.
nonstop.
All right. Well,
Don't to yourself.
we're not gonna hold you up, man, because I know you gotta stay on track, stay on time, and feed the homeless people. Uh, anything you like to say, any encouragement words you like to say to people before you roll out?
You see this right here? Let's take a little peek inside real quick. This is. Can you see that clearly?
I can see clear. What
That's
is
one of the
that? You
dishes that
feed the
we have
homeless
today. Did you
people?
see that, Larry?
Yeah. What's the name of it? Spaghettis or something? Cheese on it?
Yeah, this is
What
this
they
is
call that? Okay.
yeah noodles. Mac noodles.
Mac noodles. Okay. Mac noodles, y'all.
So we got a whole lot of. That's not just that. We got chicken. We got a whole lot of food here, Larry.
Let's see.
And sometimes people don't know. People don't know what you go through in the background and what you do. You know, all people do is see you in front of there, not knowing the things that you go through and to really get to where you at today. There's stuff going on in the background.
Are we gonna talk about the background, how I got started, and
I know what you
momentarily,
said, man.
and all that good stuff. So we're gonna talk about it. All right. So Ringo, you go ahead and have fun, man. And any
All
more
right.
breaking news or something, get
Yeah.
back in touch with me. All right. There you go. That's Manuel Ringo, y'all. He on his way down to 421. 421 Falls Way, right downtown in the heart of Baltimore. He got about 3 RVs. You know, his goal is to ride around and feed the homeless on, like, 7 homeless people in the cold weather. He gonna say, "Hey man, you want to sleep in here for the night?" You know. So that's Manuel Ringo, and he doing it. See, everybody have a different special gift or talent. Like me, Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver, Uncut News. So let me tell you how I started with the cab. You know that I started by child support, say I couldn't drive, only 2 working from work. I said, wait a minute, I need to continue driving. So I became a cab driver, and I just didn't want to call myself a cab driver. So I say, I'm Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver. And don't you know that I'm the spokesperson for all the cab drivers in the state of Maryland? Aha, y'all didn't know that, did y'all? That's right. When when cab drivers have problems and issues, who they call? Gold Busters, me. So years ago, I believe 7 years ago, when the rates on the meter was going to roll back to 160 when you get in. Right now it's 220 when you get in, and it's like 220, 220 a mile. So basically, we are the cheapest in the country. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Baltimore City is the lowest meter rate in the country. Y'all didn't even know that, did y'all? So one day, like I'm gonna explain to y'all, it's 220, it's 180 when you get in. Don't you know public service tried to roll it back to 160? Cab drivers wasn't having that. We was already the cheapest in the country. See, DC, New York, some places start like $3.20 when you get in the cab. It's $1.80 when they get in the cab in Baltimore County, Baltimore City. So all the cab drivers got together and we just dreadlocked the city of Baltimore downtown. We just like stopped in the middle of the street, and it was like 9 o'clock. So traffic stopped everywhere. Nobody couldn't go to work. And guess what? Public service did not take it down to 160. They kept it to 180. It's 20 cents difference. See, when people need to come together, we got to come together with unity to make things work. So there you go, 180. So now I seen someone on here saying, I'm a cab driver in DC. I'm just that in the four. So folks, like in New York, guess what? The medallion used to be $1 million. It used to be worth $1 million. Now, how much is a medallion worth in New York? Probably 100,000, maybe, or 50,000. See, since Uber and Lyft took over, the medallion went down. Like in Baltimore County, medallion used to be 50,000, then it went up to 100,000. In the city, they used to be like how much it was in the city? Cheaper, like 50,000. But normally they supposed to be free, y'all. They supposed to be free. But the value of taxi drivers now, medallions, you can get it for $2,500. Drop from 100,000 to 2,500. Uber and Lyft took over. So one day, if I become rich, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell y'all anyway. See, people is used to looking on your phone and making and see they ride coming. If you can look on your phone and see the cab coming, everybody be catching cabs now because Uber and Lyft they gone up. Don't y'all know by the COVID from Kirk Avenue to Towson, it used to be $13, $15 to go to Walmart. Guess how much it was about a month ago in Uber and Lyft? $80, $70 for Uber and Lyft from Kirk and 25th to Walmart in Towson. They talk about the COVID prices. So look, I screenshot it. People send me this. People were talking about this. They said, "Why Uber and Lyft is like $60 or $70?" So people, I told people, I said, call a cab. And guess what people were saying? Oh, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till the price go down. You mean to tell me people was waiting 2 and 3 hours for the price to go down on Uber and Lyft, then call a taxi? The cab ride would probably been $20 or 16. They wanted $80 and 70 and 60. And I don't have to say allegedly because I screenshotted it and I got it in my phone. So anyway, um, they said because of COVID. Anyway, folks, look, check this out. I went and got my COVID test yesterday. Oh, my arm is sore too. So look, I got license. I can catch the plane. I can go inside of the stadium. I got license because I've been vaccinated. Don't you know, folks? Look, a lot of people still not even gonna get their test. I gotta get another shot though, but my arm is sore. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Look, once you get once you get that shot, right? You gotta wait 15 minutes. They checking you out. Then after the 15 minutes up, you go outside, and boy, I feel a little dizzy. So they need to hold you for 30 minutes instead of 15 minutes. In DC, care license was the way to give black people their own business. One license, you could own 100 cabs if you wanted to, but the foreign took over in the 80s and 90s. So basically, you're saying the foreigners took over in the 80s and 90s. You could own 100 cabs, but I know DC was jumping, boy. DC is jumping. And you know what? Cabs still gonna be around, folks. Cabs is not going nowhere. You know, things gonna get better. My name is on my cab. It took me 20 years to own my own cab, but look, I own it. Look, a lot of people said, Larry, man, you should go to Uber and Lyft. I said, I'm still all right. It took me like 15 years, 20 years to own my own medallion. I mean, come on, I couldn't even get my own medallion when when Uber and Lyft wasn't around. Soon Uber and Lyft came out, you can get anything you want now. Transportation. So look, we're gonna talk about that a little bit, but let me finish with this COVID testing. My arm is sore too. So anyway, I'm gonna get back with the cabs because something y'all should know. So folks, this test, a lot of people is afraid to take it. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. I wasn't going to take it at first. I wasn't going to take it because I'm listening to people and people saying people this and they this and going, this is happening, that's happening. Um, I took the shot. Lisa took her shot. And a lot of people still saying that they're not going to let the people dictate them. If you can't get on the plane, if you can't get in the different buildings and stuff, they say, oh, well, every day something always change. So what's really going on with the shot, with the COVID? Now, how can I took the shot, I'm gonna take my other one, and God, please let me live, because a lot of times people say, oh, if you take the shot, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. But if you don't take the shot, what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen? We don't know nothing. We don't know about the shot or not the shot, but I did it. A lot of people not gonna take it. All right, folks, are you gonna take the shot? I mean, let's hear from you. Put the comments in. Let's talk about the shot. So I took the shot. Now, people were saying airborne. You know what airborne is? Airborne means birds and stuff was going to be falling out the sky and all this. For real. That's what airborne means. When the COVID first came out, I was downtown Baltimore. Birds was falling out the sky. And look, I got it on tape. And then they say ground hoods was passing and all this. Do y'all really think that it was airborne? What you think, folks? Now let's talk about this, about the AIDS, right? How come AIDS, right, don't have a cure for it, but COVID-19, they got a cure? What, 3 months? How long it took to get a cure? How long did it take to get a cure or whatever? We getting shots and stuff. And the AIDS been out for a long time. And they still don't have no cure. What y'all think? See, y'all people don't want to talk about the COVID-19 having a cure and why did they find a cure for the AIDS? Oh my goodness. I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention, give y'all something to think about. You can comment, let me know what's your take on it. Okay, so let's get back to me, Uncut News. So look what Uber and Lyft did. Okay, now the reason how I started the Uncut News, Coffee with Laurie, the Love Doctor show. Let me bring them three uh, camera crews and three talk shows and let you know what happened. Okay, we got 30 more minutes to talk about how I became the Love Doctor. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people miss the Love Doctor. Okay, first we're going to talk about George Floyd. I was home, COVID, everybody in the house. I said, you know what? Let me come up with Uncut News. So when that happened to George Floyd, I flew out to Minnesota, went in the neighborhood talking about the neighborhoods, asking people, do they feel safe? What's happening? because I was out there, man, when they was burning down police station, buildings, breaking and looting and all that. I'm in the midst of things. I said, "Oh my God, I couldn't believe with my own eyes." Right? Um, when George Floyd, where he was murdered at, right in front of that store, I was there recording, interviewing people. Everybody was like looking at me. They probably knew I was from somewhere different, right? So I said, "Man, this looks so shady, man. Let me get out of here." So I had to get out of there because I didn't feel comfortable there, right? So I got out of there. I walked down the street and it was a fire department, right? I turned my cameras off and it was like, I went in there and it was like all kind of police in there and firemen. And I had to come back out to look at the top of the building. I wanted to know, is this the fire department or the police department? So I rung the bell. The door was locked. They didn't let me in. Then I seen the police come out the door. I said, "Officer, can you tell me where a hotel at around here?" They said, "We don't know." Now I forgot that everybody was like not happy with the police, right? At that time. I'm thinking like if you ask a police officer something, they'll tell you, "Man, the police got smart with me." Oh no. And I'm saying to myself, that's just like y'all asking a cab driver where a street at, and y'all probably say, "He a cab driver, he don't know where he going." So I asked the police where a hotel was. He said, "I don't know." So I went and sit on the bench, and a friend of mine, she Googled it, sent the lift. The lift took me to the hotel. I went in the hotel. The hotel was locked. The people was looking out the hotel, and they let me in because I was dressed nice. They let me in. I got a room. Came out the next day. They had the bank machines broken into. The fires was burning. Um, the liquor stores were broken into. Everything was like set on fire. When I came out, like 6 o'clock that morning, 5 o'clock that morning, things was on fire. So this is Minnesota. Like literally the banks were broken into. People broke in the bank and bank machines and took money and stuff out. But so I was asking people, I was saying, how can people stop and come together and stop this looting? They said we not stopping until they convict the police officer that killed George Floyd. So that's what they were saying. So what I do, then I came back to Baltimore after that. Um, I left out of there because they would put the whole city on lockdown. Nobody wouldn't be able to come outside. Um, they burned down the police department and they burned down apartment buildings, stores, and everything, right? So the chief of the fire department said they they he told the fire people not to put the fire out because when they was putting the fire out, the looters and the people was throwing rocks and bottles at the fire department, so they couldn't put the fire out because the people was beating the fire people up. So the chief came on national TV and said what he said. He said he told his guys to pull back. So that's why Minnesota was burning down because the looters was beating up the fire people. And it's not alleged. It came on CNN News. I got it on here what the chief said. So, you gotta be careful when you say things because if I say this and it didn't happen, and then I lose credibility. So it's true. The chief called the fire people off and told them it had to burn down because the looters was beating up and throwing bottles and rocks at the fire people. Now, don't we know that we love to see firemen, and when a fireman come to our rescue to put a fire out as a relief? But out there at that time, man, they was like throwing rocks and bottles at. They ain't want the fireman to put the fire out. So that's why the buildings were burning down. Uh, so, and I flew back to Baltimore, and then when the funeral came, I flew to uh, Texas. I interviewed Jamie Foxx, Let me tell you how I interviewed Jamie Foxx. Uh, I seen a lot of people running towards somebody. I didn't even know it was Jamie Foxx. So that was Jamie Foxx. So I was trying to interview him, but somebody else was interviewing him. So when he got in his truck, and then I went back and stood back, you know, and then he whined us one day. He said, "Hey, man, come here." So I interviewed him, and he said he's glad that black and white coming together, and there's a change that need to come. And he liked when everybody was coming together. The whole nation was coming together, black and white, because a lot of people is tired of this nonsense that we getting. Uh, I don't like to use the word, but gunned down. We getting like, you know, so it's time for a change, folks. So then after I went to Minnesota and then Houston, Texas. And then when I interviewed Jamie Foxx, I said, I gotta get this mic famous. So I flew to California and went to Hollywood. That's where I got my hat from, by the way, folks. And I laid down where the stars at with my mic. And I said, this is the mic I interviewed Jamie Foxx with. Then after that, I came back to Baltimore and I went to Alabama because Al Mayer, Catherine Pugh, is they locked her up. She down at the feds got her in Alabama. So I flew down to Alabama, and when I did that, I rented a car, and I still had to drive 2.5 miles to go to the feds, the jailhouse. So I pulled up in the jailhouse, right? I was live doing it, but the live cut off because I guess when you get closer to the feds, the live went off on me. So I recorded when I went up in there, and the feds came to me. What you doing? How can I help you? I said, I come to see the man Kathy Pugh from Baltimore, that she's in here. They said, oh, you can't see nobody, it's COVID. I said, but it's El Man. They said, I don't care who it is. So I had to go back. I had to leave. I had to come back to Baltimore. But I did went down there to see Catherine Pugh. I couldn't get in, but I still flew down there, drove 2.5 hours in a rental car, and then I came back. But I went to the mall while I was in Alabama because a 5-year-old was murdered inside the mall. He was waiting for a store to open, and they were shooting. They were fighting in the mall, and a young kid was murdered. So that's sad. That's happening in Alabama. So then I came back, and then I went to Atlanta, Georgia. Remember where, because something always happening. And see, by Uncut News, and the people, y'all, the ones that send me these places, y'all was like when I was getting Uncut News, I was talking to people, I was showing you footage. And so, and when I went to this way I knew that I was very valuable for the community, because when I went to Atlanta, Georgia, where the Wendy's was burned down at, where the police shot the guy in the back so many times and killed him. When I went there, I drove there, I parked across the street, and I was seeing all these camera people, all these news reporters cross the street from the Wendy's, cross the street from the Wendy's. And I wondered, I said, why are they over there? So I went over there with my mic to the parking lot where Wendy's at. And I asked this guy, I said, hey, man, can I interview you? He said, sure. So I was talking to this guy, right, interviewing him. And then this girl said, hey, Larry, how you doing? So this girl recognized me all the way down Atlanta, Georgia, right? This girl recognized me all the way down Atlanta, Georgia. And I said, wow, I don't know. So I interviewed this guy, right? And then all of a sudden, a news people came in the parking lot, and them guys chased him off the parking lot. And the news people said, he's over here. And they said, well, he independent. He's not one of y'all. So that's what I'm saying, folks. There's something about Uncut News. because like people respect uncut news, even though, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, how I carry myself, just that and the fourth, but I appreciate Atlanta, Georgia when y'all let me through. So, I mean, this uncut news is great, y'all. I'm just telling y'all. And then after I left Atlanta, Georgia, oh, let me tell you this. Let me see how much time I got. I'm just rambling on, but it's great information. I got 20 minutes. Let me, yeah. So when I went downtown, because they indicted the cop that shot the guy, right? And they was looking for what's that just like Marilyn Mosby, she's a state's attorney, right? She's a state's she's a state attorney, right? Yeah, Marilyn Mosby. So the guy, the state attorney down there, they blocked off the street. They said we want him to come outside and talk to us. So all the protesters, they blocked down the main street, wanted him to come out. So he came out, and the protesters said, why you ain't arrested him? Why you want him to turn himself in? If it was one of us, y'all would have came and arrested us, but yet you telling him to turn himself in. So he was telling them why that he wanted them to turn himself in, right? Mackenzie, let me finish this up and I'll be right with you. Sorry about that, folks. So, uh, so after all that, he told them that he didn't want nothing to happen. He told him to turn himself in. So I said, hey, I'm Larry from Baltimore. The first day the state's attorney said, he said, tell Marilyn Mosby I say hi. Bye, bye, bye. I mean, Marilyn Mosby, the state's attorney for Baltimore. I don't know what's happening, but she known all over the world. Remember when the Freddie Gray, when she arrested them cops, that hit all George Dixon parts of the United States because all the states attorney all over the world, all over the country, remember when Marilyn Mosby uh, arrested them cops. So he kept on saying, tell Marilyn Mosby I say hi. Soon I said I'm from Baltimore. That's the first thing he did. So I haven't seen Marilyn Mosby yet, but the state's attorney in Atlanta, Georgia, man, he was so happy when I said I'm from Baltimore. First thing he said, tell me all the most. I said, right in front of all them people. It's on tape. I got that recorded too, folks. So that's why I'm continue bringing y'all the uncut news because everywhere I go, people want to talk to me because I'm uncut. I don't cut nothing. So I continued doing that. And then when I came back to Baltimore from the George Floyd and I went to Vince Crab House, Middle River, that broke. And I was out there and I had like 57,000 people on my live at one time. I said 57,000 people. I'm recording. Can y'all imagine 57,000 people? And guess what? My man Ringo screenshot and sent it to me. So I can show you that it was that many people at one time. I haven't had that. That was the first time I ever had 57,000 people at one time on my live. But it was cool. So cover that news, just that and forth. So uncut news, I need the community to support it because just like Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft with this place, this place, this place, and then Uber and Lyft is all over. Now uncut, a little man like me trying to get it all over the United States. I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going. A lot of people trying to discredit me, but look, I have faith of a size of a mustard seed. I go places with no money. I just say dollar signs and let me cab, and the next thing I know, I got money flying here, flying here. So that's how my uncut news, right? Then when I come home at night, I'm giving people. I'm saying, wait a minute, how can I got all these people watching me? What can I do for the people who in bed? I said, let me think of something. So I came up with the Love Doctor. The Love Doctor show. I talk about everything. I mean, I say, kids under 18, get off now. Bam. So then I just go at it. I talk about how you make love and what ticks and like a minute man and a this man and a woman. I say if you're single, put number one beside your name. If you married, number two. A relationship, number three, and a divorce, number four. Because that way, a lot of time people, I like to set people up on the internet. Like we talking, right? A lot of women get on here and they be talking and they be saying, I'm single, these men, just that and the fourth. And I said, well, how come you became single? Because this guy broke my heart and I don't want to find nobody else. So, and I know a lot of guys, a lot of single guys going to try to go after that woman in the inbox. So I say, put number one if you're single, number two if you married, number three if you um what divorce and separate. So I want people to know these numbers. So if you're single and ready to mingle, y'all can go at them and try to meet people. So I came up with that, and everybody loved the people in the bed with their husbands and wives, you know. And when you married, see, when people single and boyfriends and girlfriends, they they do it like 7 times a day, 10 times a day. So when they get married, they do it once a week. And it's a proven fact. I mean, I'd be saying, look, when you married, oh, we only do it once a week now, 4 times a month. But before they got married, they was doing like 28 times a month. So it's a difference when you're married and when you're single. So we talk about that. So Uncut News is like during the daytime, the Love Doctor from 10 to 2 at night. But I slacked down on it because I'm gonna come back at it strong. I'm just, they've been going strong. The Love Doctor. I even had my stethoscope here and dressed up in white sometimes like a real doctor. I'm the Love Doctor. So that's pretty cool. So you don't want to miss that. There's a Facebook page called Love Doctor. I have a lot of episodes on there. People was calling me from California, wanted to brand it and come in with the Love Doctor show. It's a concept. So I'm gonna drive down to St. Mary County and do a Love Doctor show Monday. And they're gonna record it and film it and YouTube it and all that, you know. So stay tuned for that. The Love Doctor. That's right, the Love Doctor. Man, I done had people from international, right? Used to come on the page, come on with nothing on. I said, no. I said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Wrap it up. I don't want to get blocked. And then also we talk about the weak spots on a person's body, like women, you know. Sometimes you kiss them on their neck, their thighs, you know, what turn a woman on, how you meet women. Some people meet women at supermarkets, church, laundromats, you know. One of my lines, how I can meet a woman, is this. Fellas, when you walk by a woman, right? You said you drop something, so she turn around and you say, can you pick me up and take me with you? So that's a line because people already know, hey, baby, can I have your number? See, they keep walking. But the minute you say you drop something, they going to turn around. They going to turn around. So that worked. And then when people don't want to look at the Love Doctor, even though they got pastors, preachers, lawyers, judges, police, everybody look at the Love Doctor because it's something everybody in love. Everybody want love. So, and then there's so many folks that act like they don't like the Love Doctor, but I be seeing them on there. The Love Doctor ain't no joke. So, and then you gotta find something else that if people don't like look at Uncut News, if they don't look at the Love Doctor, guess what else? Coffee with Larry. So in the morning, I drink coffee. I fix the coffee, I pour the coffee, and we sit down and talk. A coffee show. Everybody drink coffee, right? So in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, I catch the people going to work, drinking coffee. Coffee with Larry. So you don't want to miss that. So all these 3 days, Coffee with Larry, Uncut News, and the Love Doctor. I'm pretty sure somebody might pick me up. Look, Donnie picked me up. Donnie loved the Glove Doctor show and the Coffee with Flurry and the Uncut News. So Donnie, I appreciate the opportunity, man, because look, Donnie, man, thank you, man. Thank you. So look, folks, look. Now, I'm gonna show y'all this picture. See this? This is Mark Clark and the Big Fat Morning Show, right? I mean, look, this is my idol. This is how I got started with radio, right? Now let me run across the line how I met these beautiful people. I got started on the radio, y'all. So the Big Fat Morning Show, Mark Clark and the Big Fat Morning Show believed in me, trusted me, gave me an opportunity. That's how I met Donnie through the radio station. So, so what happened, right? One day, it Tell the Truth Tuesday, right? Call into the radio station and you talk about whatever happened on Tuesday. This lady caught a cab and didn't have the money from Woodlawn to Park Ice. Sorry, it was like $13. So she got out the car and went walking out. I said, "Miss, you forgot to pay." So she's gonna come back and give me a food stamp card and told me hold it until tomorrow. So I hold it until tomorrow. And she still ain't called back. So it was Tuesday. So I called and Tell the Truth Tuesday. And then Marvin said, "Hey, Larry, you ain't get the PIN number?" See, I ain't know nothing about no PIN number and stuff, right? But anyway, she got me. And they were laughing at me. Then everybody used to say, "I heard you on the radio. I heard you on the radio." And then I called and Tell the Truth Tuesday again. And then one day I was at Dunkin' Donuts. I wasn't on. No. I heard Mark Clark say, "We need newspaper. We need newspaper." That's when they was downtown. They came up Woodlawn and they wanted newspaper, right? And I went to the store, 7-Eleven, got the Sun, the Afro, the USA, the New York Times, the Washington Post, and I wrapped it up and put my name on it, Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver. And I turned it on the Big Fat Morning Show that morning at 6 o'clock. And they said, "Yeah, let's give a shout out to Larry, the Celebrity Cab Driver. He delivered us newspapers. Yeah." And then everybody said, "I heard you on the radio. I heard you on the radio." So y'all hear me on the radio. So now check this out. So one day I was at Dunkin' Donuts. I went on. Mark Clark was in the line, right? It was almost 6 in the morning. So he had to get out the line and go back to the radio station because. So what I did, I bought his cup of coffee and I brought it to the radio station and gave it to him. He was so happy, right? And then I was bringing the newspaper. They caught me one day, dropped the newspaper off. So they used to pay me to go bring newspaper every day. So 2.5 years, I would bring them newspapers, going to the store and getting them coffee and donuts, washing their cars. So then they started letting me in the radio station. So, I kind of like worked my way in. So it was hard, but look, newspapers, coffee, washing their cars. So I just didn't pop up in a radio station. Then one day, somebody said, "You want your own radio show and all that?" So, that's how I took pictures with Pete Diddy, Fantasia, and all this. And I used to bring Donnie, ride him to work, the radio station. So I met a lot of people. So basically, this celebrity cab stuff didn't come overnight. So what y'all see is a lot to this behind the scenes. So I appreciate each one of y'all. I thank y'all so much for supporting me, for listening to me. It's still more to come because I went to store for so many people, a lot of people. So we're gonna talk about that another time. But once again, folks, I'm Larry Wallace, the Celebrity Cab Driver. Like if you Google Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver, right? I will come up before you would spell my whole name. Somebody who worked with Google, they say, "You know why? Because people be Googling you so much. That's why you don't have to spell your whole name to come up." So Google Larry the Celebrity Cab Driver and see what I all do around the USA. All right. So look, I don't want nobody to go nowhere because someday, somehow, somewhere, this show will be national. My national people will be calling in and giving up ideas, what happened in their town. Just like Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, about 4 people was murdered in the school. The young lady was telling me that 2 days ago that Tennessee, when you're 21 years old, they're trying to pass a law where you can carry, like you can like carry weapons. 21, so that they trying to pass a law in Tennessee for that. Um, Tennessee don't get that much coverage with the media, what really goes on in Tennessee. So my platform, what I want to do, I want everybody in different states throughout the whole entire United States to come in and talk about what's going on in a state, because they don't get the news coverage. If it wasn't for media and people like Donnie, I, and you, and the rest of y'all who exposing things and putting stuff out, we wouldn't even know what's going on. So let's thank Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and every other social media and outlets. So once again, it's about that time. It's 7:56, and guess what? We see you soon. I'm Larry Wallace, and I approve this message. So thank y'all so much. I want y'all to share, 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 and get many people to watch this broadcast. All right? Really, because this news media outlet right here, what Donnie doing, giving people a chance to express themselves, giving y'all a chance to home, relax, because look, you'd be surprised that it's a million people, can be a million people on social media. And guess what? Not that many gonna go live. So if you hit that button and go live, the more you do it, the better you get. Just like me. I'm working on it too. So look, this is my second time, and I appreciate Donnie for this outlet, this Zoom, not Zoom, what is it? Come on, help me out, y'all. What we on? But this is my second time hosting this outlet like this because look, this is bigger than YouTube. This is bigger what we doing than Instagram. Every learning tool that we do is bigger and bigger. When you do something different, it's big. Yeah. So look, go ahead and work it until you can work it no more. So I'm Larry Wallace coming at you live. Thank y'all so much. And guess what? God's willing. See you next week. Thank you.